Hey everybody, this is Taz, Drop Top Tees, here today for a kind of like a story-based video that is a cautionary tale. And you'll understand what I mean as we go along with the story. Now, let me set this up first of all. Long ago, as I was growing up, I always did oil changes and performed maintenance on all my vehicles myself. When I bought the Spider, I hadn't done that for like our previous two vehicles, and I just took it to oil change places or to the Dodge dealer. Didn't really think anything about it until, well, about February last year, I started researching what kind of oil was good for our car. Now, the oil change place I had already taken the car to told me they were using oil that met spec. But as I researched it and realized really how few oils were out there, I asked them specifically what oil they were using, and I found out they were just going with a full synthetic Euro that did not meet Fiat spec. So I started buying Pennzoil 5W40 full synthetic Euro, taking it to them and having them do it. Well, I had something else done to the car. I can't remember if it was like some scheduled service or what. I think it was just some scheduled service. And the Dodge dealer asked me, you know, he said it's kind of weird because there's a couple bolts missing from the pan underneath the car. And there were two more that were loose. So apparently the last time they changed my oil, they failed to tighten the bolts properly and they were falling out. And so that kind of bothered me. Between the two things, they weren't using the right oil and they weren't putting things back together correctly. So last Christmas, Jennifer bought me a oil pump extractor so I could do my own oil changes without getting underneath the car. Because I have a bad back, it's hard for me to get underneath and move around. And so I did an oil change on Saxy, didn't think anything of it. And then this spring, the check oil light came on Itzy, so it was time to do an oil change on her. And I let it go for about a week and a half. The oil change light comes on like about 300 miles before the oil is deemed bad. So I had time, but it was getting close to the end of the window. And just to set things up, our daughter Abby, who's videoing tonight and learning how to drive on Saxy, was going on a band trip to Disney World, her senior band trip. And so I had to take her to the school at like 3 in the morning. Now I tend to stay up late, so I got like 2 hours of sleep that night before I had to wake up. I couldn't go back to sleep, I just stayed up. And this was on a Thursday. On Saturday, we were hosting the second annual Bluebonnet tour with the DFW Fiat Club. And I was going to put another 100 miles or so on the car that day. And so Friday it was like, man, I need to get the oil changed. And I had other things I had to do. I never got to it. Jennifer came home and I'm like, man, I'm really tired because I didn't get to sleep last night. I'm going to lay down and take a nap. And as soon as I laid down, it's like, oh crap, I need to change the oil. So I went out to the garage, started doing the oil change, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Come over here. The oil cap is down in here. It has, I'm not going to take everything apart so you can see it, but it has a hexagon, a large, basically plastic, hard plastic hexagon fitting on the top that you can use to unscrew the oil cap. It was cracked. I didn't really think too much of it at the time because my I think it's a 27 millimeter hex socket fit over it, and it was really hard to break loose. Now this thing should only be hand tightened in there. I had to really pull on the wrench to get it to break loose, and that should have been a clue, but I'm really tired and it doesn't click. It doesn't set off any alarms or red flags. So I take out the oil filter, put in the new oil filter, And again, being tired, messed up. I didn't realize it at the time, but I screwed that up. And I pump out all the oil, put in 3 quarts of oil, and I should say, remember, Abby has departed on her way to Disney. What I didn't say, and it's important to the story, is we had bought her a prepaid credit card so she would have money for use on the trip. The day after we bought it, we went and had her try to use it in a store just to make sure it worked, and it didn't. It was declined. It turned out that we bought it through Kroger. The credit card company had reported the card compromised somehow before it was ever sold off the shelf back in January, but for whatever reason Kroger had never pulled it. So when we tried to use it, it was saying, no, this card's no good, it's been hacked, it's shut down. And so Kroger was really cool on the spot. They gave us a new one, and we put money on it and stuff. But I'm thinking, it's like, I hope it works when she gets there, because we just had trouble with one. Well, I put in 3 quarts of oil. I'm in the garage, come over, go to turn on the car so I can check for leaks, and just as I turn on the car, the phone rings and it's Abby. So I switch out of mechanic mode, switch into dad mode, go running inside, because I'm thinking either something happened on the way there, or she's telling us she got there, or she tried to use her debit card and it doesn't work, and now she's stuck without any money. And so I go in there and talk. I was in there just long enough to wash my hands. Came back out. As I come back out into the garage, Itsy turns off. Haven't touched it, but her motor stops running. It's like, oh crap. And so I come over, turn off the car on the button, come in here, bend down, and you can see the aftermath here. You see that huge stain that I have partially picked up? Yep, all the oil came out of the car, and that's why she shut off in just a few minutes. And so I look back down, because I haven't hooked like some of the wires I moved out of the way. I haven't fastened them back down. I look down and the oil cap is cross threaded. So I unscrew it. I have to really work at it to get it to thread again, put it in right. And again, I didn't have it down real tight because you just hand cinch it. You don't need to torque it down. And the next day, I called the Fiat dealer here in town, and I said, I don't really want to try to do anything. It didn't make any clunking sounds. I didn't hear the engine like throwing a fit. It just simply turned off. So hopefully, it was kind of like when you let the car sit over a winter and the oil runs out, and you basically have to reteach it and reprime it. I said, hopefully that's all that happened, but I really want you to look at it first before I start messing with it. They're like, don't try to start it. Just get it over to us and we'll check it out. And so that's what I did. I had it towed over there on the back of a truck, and they checked it out, and they told me that they said, you're probably not the one that cross-threaded the oil cap because of the way it looked. They said most likely because the top of it had been cracked, that the last time whoever did the oil change, they had cross-threaded it and they torqued it down so much they cracked it. And they said there was actually a couple little pieces of the thread that came loose into the bottom of the oil pan. They cleaned that all out for me. But anyway, it was a near miss, because I was looking at, with labor, a new engine's like $10,000. And so there's 2 morals to this story. Number 1, first and foremost, if you do it yourself, if you're tired, just wait until you're not tired, because you make little mental mistakes that if you weren't like exceedingly tired, you wouldn't make. Number 2, and this is the biggest one, besides putting a little crooked, that really shouldn't have caused any damage, because when you check for leaks, you're going to notice it, turn off the car, you figure out what's going on. But the fact that Abby had some issues going on while she's en route on the first time she's really ever gone by herself anywhere, even though she's with the band. Just as I turned on the car to check for leaks, the phone rang. I should have turned off the car right then, but I just went totally dad mode and ran inside to see what was going on because I knew it was her calling. And so don't do that. If you haven't checked for leaks yet, turn the car off, go take care of what you have to do, come back. Because it could have ended up being really expensive for me. It ended up being a couple $100s. And, but it could have been way, way more. The other thing is, never fall victim to the false assumptions that if you take this car to any kind of professional mechanic, that they will put the right oil in your car. Okay? The easiest solution to that is, if you don't want to do oil changes yourself, buy an oil that meets Fiat spec MS12991. I have a PDF file and a video that shows you which oils exist that do that. Buy the oil yourself, take it to the maintenance facility, and let them use your oil. That eliminates that. And then always double check their work, especially that pan on the bottom. It's pretty easy to check if anything's loose, or maybe wait a couple days after you get it back and look, did any of the bolts fall out? Did they tighten them up right? Because that's just something you don't want to have happen. Too many fall out, you lose that thing. That's not a good thing. So it doesn't matter whether you do it yourself or have somebody do it to you, for you. Bad things can happen. Bad things that can really harm your car over time, sometimes in a very short amount of time. Fortunately, I had turned the car on and was going to check for leaks. That it's imperative that you do that if you check your own oil. Never skip that step, because if I hadn't, the interstate is like, I could walk half a block and show you the interstate's like literally 2 blocks from our house, maybe 3. If I was traveling at speed when it ran out of oil, I would have bought myself a new engine. And that's not under warranty. That would have been on me. So, a couple things to think about. No matter whether you do it yourself or have somebody do it for you, the ultimate person responsible for how the maintenance was done and if it was done correctly is you. So take the time to check, double check, ask your oil change station what oil they're using. If it's not on your spec list, buy it yourself. And if you do it yourself, double check everything you do. If you're tired, wait another day, do it tomorrow, because being tired will mess up your brain and you'll skip over things you wouldn't ever have done otherwise. Hopefully that can save somebody some added maintenance cost in the future. Have a good day, y'all. If you liked the video, thumbs up, hit subscribe. I think the next video will probably be putting on side skirts. I don't know. I'm getting a front brake package tomorrow. I'm not putting them on. I'm having somebody do it for me, because I want the back rotors and stuff checked too. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't trust myself with brakes. But so when I do the side skirts, I think we are going to do a video on that. That'll probably be in a week or 2. Have a good day, y'all.